"What did you think?" the monster asked when Connor didn't finish. "Forget it," Connor said, turning his back towards the house. "You thought I might be here to help you," the monster said. Connor stopped. "You thought I might be here to topple your enemies, slay your dragons." Connor didn't look back, but he didn't go inside either. "You felt the truth of it when I said that you had called me, that you were the reason I had come walking, did you not?" Connor turned around. "But all you want to do is tell me stories," he said, and he couldn't keep the disappointment out of his voice, because it was true. He had thought that. He'd hoped that. The monster knelt down so its face was close to Connor's. "Stories of how I toppled enemies," it said. "Stories of how I slew dragons." Connor blinked back at the monster's gaze. "Stories of wild creatures," the monster said. "When you let them loose, who knows what havoc they might wreak."
A Monster Calls, written by Patrick Ness and illustrated by Jim Kay. No review I could ever do of this book would be better than me simply reading sections of it aloud and showing you the pictures to emotive music. However, knowing that I probably shouldn't just upload an hour of me basking in the captivating glory that is this tale, I will attempt a book review. However, saying that, I think this is the kind of book that sells itself simply by being in your hands. If you're walking past a bookshop, go in, pick this up off the shelf and have a look. I really think a look is all it would need to win you over to its cause. One night, at 12:07, a monster comes for Connor. The yew tree behind his house pulls itself up by the roots, moulds itself hulking legs and grasping arms and a semblance of a face, and comes for Connor. But Connor isn't afraid. Connor's faced much worse monsters than this. The monster refuses to be dismissed, though. He tells Connor he will return to him 3 times, and each time tell him the tale of a previous walking, a previous time when he was called forth onto the earth and into the lives of men. And then, when those 3 tales have been told, Connor will have to tell a tale in return. He will finally have to tell the monster the truth. This is a fantastic work. I don't consider this a novel in the traditional sense, even a novel with illustrations. I consider this a work of art. It moved seamlessly between image and text. Text specifically arranged to suit its content, to bring a feel and an atmosphere to the work. And it just created the feel of that work so perfectly. It's a very short story. I don't think it would take most of you more than 2 hours to read. And its pacing within those 2 hours of story is just perfect. It never lags, and yet it doesn't zoom ahead and go too fast and become unbelievable. It just takes the exact amount of time necessary to tell the story. Connor moves through this book in a fluid journey between realism and fantasy. One of my favourite things about the book is it doesn't ask what is real and what is not. It has realistic elements like Connor getting into trouble at school and feeling for his mother, and yet it has fantastical elements where Connor accompanies the monster into stories of kingdoms gone by. The lines between these events aren't strictly dictated. It really embraces the fact that it doesn't matter what's real or not. What matters is the story. I shed tears over this book, something I haven't done since The Fault in Our Stars. I think a key way it managed to do this was avoiding all the YA tropes. I had it figured out in my head what the final story that Connor would tell would be, and I was completely wrong. The story that Connor finally tells isn't predictable, yet it fits so perfectly. It makes so much sense and explains everything that's been going on in the story. I've used the word perfect so many times in describing this book, but I honestly think this book is perfect. For what it sets out to do and achieve, it does that perfectly. I would not change a single thing about it. So what do you guys think? Is this the kind of book you'd like to read? Have you read any Patrick Ness before? I'd love to know what you think of this one, and what you thought of the Chaos Walking trilogy, which I should hopefully start soon. I will see you guys later. Bye.